Are you ready for me? Well, I haven't posted anything in quite a while. My health issues being documented, and my mother died 2 weeks ago, so I've been leaning away from the channel, but trying to get it going again. And we will do so today with something a bit different than the normal fare. As an angry video game nerd would say, I'm going to take you back to the past. But instead of the 80s, this time we're going back to the 50s. The reason? Well, it's an educational video from Coronet Films, and it teaches us how to deal with our emotions. As you can tell from my fireball, flamboyant personality, I need some help in that area. Just today I bought a loaf of Italian bread, just because I felt like it. I'm not entertaining any Italians later on. I had no plans to make a sandwich. I just wanted Italian bread, and so I went out and got some. Eventually, this kind of devil-may-care, capricious behavior, based solely on emotion, will get me killed. And the same thing will happen to you if you don't watch out. That's why we're going to watch this film, entitled Controlling Your Emotions, or Control Your Emotions, or something similar, to learn how to more effectively deal with our base tendencies. Well, here we go, Coronet Film. Iowa State College must be a good place, nice and calm. Well, that fire is certainly evocative image of tumultuous things to come.
How to control fire and put it to work, it was man's greatest enemy. In much the same way, your emotions can be your own greatest enemy. Or under control,
now they've tamed it with their marshmallows.
And happier.
When you retain your emotional composure, you get s'mores.
I think of
or
fire
at least toasted marshmallows.
Because when you become stirred up, when your emotions control your actions, it affects not only yourself, but the people around you. Psychologists find that control of emotions can be gained by
that mustache looks sharp enough to crack diamonds with.
When you have certain experiences, you respond with various emotions. Stimulus response. Just as this sort of stimulus,
I can't decide if this guy is lazy or fastidious, for he has that mustache going for him and he's got the job at Iowa University, yet he doesn't have the foresight to bring the hammer to the test with, and he obviously hasn't been to the dentist in a while.
Nature endows us at birth with three general patterns of emotional response. Rage is the response to the primary stimulus of thwarting, something interfering with our
many is the time I've been thwarted.
Our actions. Fear is the response to loud noises or loss of support.
See, you can afford these fancy blocks with words on them, but he can't go to the dentist or have a hammer to check his reflexes with.
Usually the result of a show of affection.
This guy just doesn't have it all together.
And these seem to be the
but he's getting there.
With which we start life.
The mustache is a start.
Many everyday things and
very well executed Windsor knot too.
Associated with these primary stimuli.
On the tie.
By a process called conditioning. And so many things and people cause us to respond emotionally. And in general, that's
life's a journey, not a race.
Well, there are many factors involved in a personality. And a balance of emotions is important to a well-rounded.
Now that's a prop.
But emotions out of control, well, let's take a look at a slice of everyday life to understand how some stimuli can bring about various emotional responses. What might happen to you or to me?
Well, first thing I noticed about Jeffrey Moore is he looks a lot like Richard Speck.
Ordinary and healthy and well-balanced young fellow.
It's a little bit disturbing.
He usually gets along well with people. And on this particular Friday afternoon, Jeff and his pals are discussing a big triple date tonight.
My dad's gonna let me have the car tonight.
Oh, the car? That's super. That sounds swell, Jeff, but, well, I don't know if I'll be able to go.
You're a little headache. Stop you from a exciting triple date with a car. What's wrong with
How
you?
about letting Jeff, the old soda jerk, fix you up a snappy seltzer?
Okay.
How is this buffoonery going to get rid of his headache?
Some jerk.
Okay, Bub, I saw the whole Y stunt. Now, just suppose you clean it up.
Better get fired today.
I clean it up. Yeah, it's right on the floor.
Unless he's the owner.
Look at the wash movement.
Wise guys, huh? Well, suppose I don't pick you up tonight.
What's all this talk about wise guys? Is this turning into a Three Stooges routine?
What got into him? Gee, I don't know.
Why is Jeff angry? What's the stimulus that brings on this sudden emotional response of anger?
Well, it's
Mild
always
rage?
devastating when you're thwarted trying to impress your pals.
Well, it might be that Jeff feels thwarted as he fails in the fancy trick to impress his pals. So he gets mad at his pals. And now it's later than he thought. He tries a shortcut, hurrying to get home.
Down he goes.
Great Scott, who in the world left that there? What a time to water
It's a
the
perfectly
lawn.
good time for watering the lawn. It's
Often lead
broad
to trouble,
daylight. When
and
do you
thus
want them
loss
to
of
do it at
emotional
night?
control. You've heard haste makes waste. Jeff is frustrated by the sprinkler, but he asked for it.
And usually,
Of course,
don't you
Jeff's
call
going
it a
to get the car
shortcut?
ready
That's
for
the
the
first time I've
party
ever
tonight.
heard
He
shortcut,
wouldn't really miss a chance
with
to
the
impress
emphasis
the
on
gang.
the second syllable.
But, starter won't work.
Looks like he's
Again,
about to
his
cry
behavior
here.
is thwarted, and a habit is being developed. A habit of allowing such things to annoy him.
And they say we shouldn't allow such things to annoy us, but who isn't annoyed when their car won't start?
Jeff's losing
That's
control
kind of a normal
himself.
reaction.
His thinking is becoming
Oh
muddled,
wait,
and he's
Jeff just took a
careless in his
shot to the
actions.
head.
The madder he gets, the worse it becomes. Did you ever hear anyone say, "I was so mad I couldn't see straight"? Severe emotional stress often decreases efficiency. See what I mean? And of course it's the fault of the wrench. This is called projection.
Of course it's the
projecting
wrench's
blame
fault.
to the wrench.
That wouldn't take something like that from my
Well,
wrench.
we've seen Jeff lose control of himself in rage. Let's see how the rest of the family is doing.
Wonder what type of delicious treat she's whipping up.
Mother! Mother! Oh, it's wonderful. I love the new dress you made.
Oh, thank you, Joan, dear.
See how the new dress tends
Does
to
anybody in real
stimulate
life
Joan's
call their
love for
mother when speaking to
This
her?
makes both Mother and Joan happier. But how does it affect Jeff?
Even I'm not that stiff.
And how does his anger affect the others?
Oh, you're the sweetest, bestest mother a girl ever had.
I'm glad you like the dress, Joan.
Oh, I'm so happy. I could be a model. Or a cover girl.
Hey, what's gotten into that crazy kid's sister?
Oh,
Devastating
Jeff, don't
words. What's
speak that
gotten into
way.
that crazy kid's sister?
Notice how Mother seems to become angry
Only a
herself
madman would dare
because of
speak
Jeff's
something like
anger.
that.
Perhaps she shouldn't, but anger is a violent emotion, and we often see an induction of behavior or spread of emotion to other persons, almost like a contagious disease.
Hi, Raj.
That's a 50 shirt if I've ever seen one.
Say, what have you got? Well, that's my letter. Give me that.
Let me.
Why,
I got your
you
letter.
dirty little sneak. You gonna give me that letter? Are you gonna give it to me?
No.
Did he call his brother Fruity?
Okay.
That was kind of uncalled
I'll
for.
show you up.
Mother!
Now he's gonna bash some skull with that coat hanger.
Stop it! Will you give me that letter? I'll teach you not to open my mail.
I didn't know about this! Stop it!
Drop that coat hanger.
Sometimes rage, fear, and love are aroused together at the same time. Mother's love of her children and her fear for Roger's safety were mixed with anger, almost rage, at both boys for the part they played in the flare-up. Of course, Jeffrey's family didn't realize that he had been exposed to one irritating situation after another, an accumulation of stimuli which brought about an abnormally strong response.
And what did this do?
Well, he never
to Jeff?
dropped the coat hanger,
This
so I
sort
guess he
of
stuck to his guns,
uncontrolled
but
emotional outburst.
now he's feeling
Well,
lower than dirt.
he regrets
Poor
some
Jeffrey.
of the things he said, but he can't unsay them.
Look at the regret on that young man's face. He
That feeling of fatigue.
knows he's crossed the
makes for
line
a
into
good
the
time on his date
unforgivable.
tonight. And if this sort of flare-up is
Probably wouldn't
repeated
find
often,
a bridge
that
to jump
might
off.
lead to a permanently warped personality. What could Jeff do to keep better control? Well, we say he could, 1, eliminate the stimulus. 2,
Eliminate
modify
the
the
stimulus,
stimulus.
so he's going to kill his
or
brother
3, modify the response.
or his friends at the soda fountain. Well, as it turned out, this really just dealt with anger more than the whole broad range of emotions, so I guess I'm still going to have some problems keeping my Italian bread habits under control. But there's probably a Coronet film I can consult for that, so don't worry about me too much. As far as Jeffrey goes, seems like this fellow has a average to maddening life. The problems he encounters aren't horrible, but they're annoying enough, I suppose. But we learn that he just deals with them in the wrong way. You can't go around beating on your brother with a coat hanger, especially if your other brother's in Atlantic City and you can't come over to protect them. You shouldn't insult your sister if she thinks she's going to be a model with a dress that her mother made. And you really should recognize the rights of people to water their lawns if you're going to take a shortcut or shortcut. You must be prepared to assume the risks that come with it, such as falling down and slipping around in someone's yard. You can't just grab their hose and fling it around and yell out profanities such as "Great Scott." It's just not becoming. We're told that Jeffrey is at risk for developing a permanently walked personality. I don't know what a walked personality is. I tried looking that up online, couldn't find a definition anywhere. So if you know what a walked personality is, feel free to tell me in the comments section. And I guess, well, I'll explain my manner of dress. This is a Hot and Now t-shirt. You may remember my critique of the unpleasant Hot and Now burger I had out in Michigan. The burger wasn't that great. The t-shirt's okay, I guess. Tends to wrinkle rather badly, but it covers up the central obesity well, gets the job done in that area. And it does not make me spill seltzer drinks when I'm attempting to mix them from jar to jar. Not that that's something I frequently do, but if I ever do it and I fail, this shirt will not be to blame. But I'm kind of rambling, as I often tend to do, so I will close things off just by saying that it would do the world much good to watch that video and learn to contain its rage, just so that we don't all turn into coat hanger wielding, wrench blaming, dress insulting, hose swinging madmen. And that is my advice, my public service announcement of sorts. And I'm done preaching. So I guess I'll go and have the Italian bread now. See if there's any olive oil. If not, I'll probably just have it plain. So I guess I will be off, do that. Farewell.